The Veil makes no attempts to mask its grander ambitions as a poetic epic six-part spy thriller. The FX series isn't your ordinary espionage story. It is about the lengths women must go to remain in control of their fate, and the disguises they use to maintain autonomy. The theme is thinly veiled as this story ultimately places women in a position often filled by men, allowing that reality to color how the story goes. The theme carries into the explanation of why Elisabeth Moss Imogen, a Shakespearean-inspired name choice, is so good at what she does. Her methods don't require lots of bloodshed or torture, although she is more than capable of causing great bodily harm. She is no James Bond, going into every situation with unchecked bravado and guns blazing. Instead, she is a social player, blending in, gaining the trust of whoever is her target, and getting her targets to open up to her. This skill set is why she is faced with the mission of getting Adila El-Idrissi, a potential ISIS operative, to reveal who she is and what she is capable of. Creator Stephen Knight's distinctive narrative prism in The Veil places a strong emphasis on dialogue and the calculated choices Imogen makes to gain Adila's trust or unravel the truth behind a potential terrorist threat. While the show includes obligatory fight sequences and heart-pounding action to maintain momentum, its most captivating moments occur when the two women, each other's mirror image, engage in a psychological tug-of-war to achieve their objectives. With this dynamic at the core, The Veil cannot succeed without Elisabeth Moss and Yumna Marwan. The groundwork for the explosions that would keep viewers on the edge of their seats was set in the first, very exciting episode. Soon after Adila departs the camp, Imogen starts probing her about how she went from being a model to joining ISIS. Adila responds by revealing that all women and girls in Raqqa were held captive in a room that fighters would periodically enter in order to take advantage of them. She discloses that one day she took advantage of the chance and set the Yazidi women free before escaping. She also started working in a refugee camp after taking off her niqab, where she was able to have a beneficial influence. Adila also cautions that Imogen will surely kill her if she goes to the Idlib Khoid camp, since they know she assisted the women in escaping. Agent Malik is informed by DGSC official Magritte that a high-ranking female ISIS commander is involved in the breakout by intelligence in Syria. He makes it plain that he thinks Adila is the only high-ranking ISIS official, and that in the next 7 to 8 days, she is planning a significant strike against the West. Magritte is reassured by Malik that Imogen will find out who Adila really is. On the other hand, when American agent Max Peterson brings up Imogen and Malik's relationship and concerns Imogen's freedom of movement beside a high-ranking ISIS member like Adila, he and DGSC agent Malik engage into a furious confrontation. They start fighting, but two army guys intervene. They are shocked to learn that the two people fighting are senior government officials. Meanwhile, Imogen experiences flashbacks of her with a man when Adila asks about her history. Imogen, on the other hand, keeps silent and withholds any details, just stating that she has lost something and is curious as to why. When Adila goes on to say that she will be killed when she gets to Idlib Khoid, Imogen decides to go via Istanbul instead. Later, Imogen can be seen chatting with Malik, who asks if she has figured out who Adila really is, to which Imogen replies that she is still trying to find out the truth. Malik chastises Imogen for not taking the instructions seriously, but she ignores him and hangs up the phone as she and Adila get ready to head out without making any firm plans. Now that the groundwork has been laid, future episodes will probably disclose Adila's real identity. Despite Adila's shadowy past, Imogen, an experienced agent with familiarity in the field, nevertheless has faith in her and travels with her. At the end of the episode, it seems like the show has everything needed to hold viewers' attention. It will be interesting to see if Imogen ends up regretting her decision to send Adila to Istanbul, or if her decision turns out to be the right one. Imogen and Adila set off on a difficult trip to reach Paris in The Veil Episode 2, overcoming numerous challenges and encounters along the way. Adila is incorrectly termed Jinn al-Raqqa by others in the camp, but Imogen, an MI6 agent experienced in undercover operations, assures her that she will help Adila reach Paris. But Imogen starts to doubt Adila's real identity, thinking that she might be employed by the ISIS commander. Imogen decides against telling Adila about her suspicions. Rather, she closely monitors her and gathers information to show her superiors that Adila is collaborating with the ISIS commander. Adila doesn't know Imogen's true motivations, so she thinks Imogen is really trying to help her. Together, they come upon a man who specializes in forging false passports and arranging safe transportation for people in dire need of fleeing hazardous situations. As the show goes on, Attila makes the man who specializes in forging documents and passports an offer of $10,000. The man is initially hesitant, but he is persuaded to assist Attila by the substantial payment. He sets up the paperwork required to help Attila get to Paris. Imogen tells Attila about their plan to ride the bus to Sofia and then take a flight to Paris in the last scene of episode 2. Imogen overhears Attila and her daughter talking on the phone, reaffirming the close-knit familial relationship between the two. But Imogen doesn't waver in her goal, and her lingering doubts about Attila make her want to obtain hard proof of Attila's affiliation with the ISIS leader. Fearing that Attila is capable of scheming anything, she believes she might be an ISIS commander, Sabain al-Qubaisi. The real identity and motivations of Attila remain a mystery to viewers. Is she Sabain al-Qubaisi, the ISIS commander, or is there more to her story than meets the eye? As Imogen's research progresses and uncovers startling revelations and surprising turns down the road, only time will tell.